Hi guys. I wasn't gonna film today. I don't think I filmed Saturday, and I know I didn't film yesterday. Um it's like 2:30. I'm in my husband's pajamas and I'm wearing a sweatshirt and I'm not gonna shower. So, but I'm having lunch. I hope you guys are having a good day and I hope that you're having a good lunch. What am I having? Of course, noodles. This is the sweet chili from Cup of Noodle. You guys, it's so good. It is, there's no spice whatsoever in it. I find that this, after I eat this, I'm still really hungry. Even though it's 370 calories. I haven't eaten yet today, so it's fine. It's fine. Who cares? Eat whatever you want. That's what I say. Eat whatever you want. It's such a huge thing, you know? Even within families. What are you eating? Why are you eating? Right? Do you have that or no? I mean, I don't, but I should have brought a napkin. I always have a napkin. Forgot. I think the reason why I am so why I care about that so much is because, and I haven't really talked about this, but when I was growing up, my dad he had a major eating disorder. I don't know what kind of eating disorder. He had several eating disorders, but he also had like a severe mental illness. I think. I don't know. Um, so like we would be vegetarian, not vegan, but vegetarian. He would do things like grow bean sprouts. Um, God, no, it was in the 80s. He actually bought like a bread machine. Can you imagine back then? Were they even around them, or am I just completely making that up in my head? Hmm. Mm. All I remember is he made his own bread. I think it was in a bread machine, but maybe I'm making that up in my head because I had a bread machine. I don't know. But I know he made his own bread. It was, by the way, my dad could not cook. Everything he made was absolutely disgusting. Um, we were going to have hamburgers, and it wasn't hamburgers. I don't even know what it was back then, but it was in the 70s, and he had a hibachi grill. So he was doing it outside. We lived this is when we lived in the townhouse, yeah. Oh my God, it was so bad. And we didn't have hamburger buns. My dad made a lot of money. Okay, so we didn't have hamburger buns. So we used the bread that he made because he had like this eating thing, right? And I do remember we had ketchup, but we didn't have mayonnaise or anything like that. And we had ketchup, which shocks me when I think about it. It had to have been sugar-free. I don't even think they made sugar-free ketchup back then in the 70s, in the late 70s. Maybe they did, but I just remember because my bread was like this. Hold on. This burger was like this thick. I'm not kidding. Was it meat? It couldn't have been meat. It was like this thick, but it was only like this big. And then like I was only allowed to eat like I could have Cheerios, plain Cheerios. Grape nuts, that was another one. Doesn't grape nuts have sugar in it though? Maybe it doesn't. Um and I think he let me have Wheaties, but I'm not sure because I'm pretty sure that has sugar in it too. So I wasn't allowed to have sugar. But at every opportunity I had, I would go and buy penny candy or go over to a friend's house and eat at their house. Every opportunity I had. But yeah, he used to, so my whole life, he would go through like these weird, they, can I call it a diet? An eating pattern? I don't know. And, sorry if this is bothering anybody. If it is, click on to a different video. But, talking about it because, I think a lot of us grew up in homes, whether it was this way or this way or this way, where there was some type of an eating issue, problem, disorder, or not. I don't know. But he would go through these phases, right? And he was a single dad. So, like, oh, I mean, yes, we would go through phases where it'd be like, for some reason, I could go to Burger King. Do you guys remember they used to have a veal? They used to have a veal burger. I think I talked about that before, but like, he'd take me to Burger King or I or McDonald's. Yeah, I remember when the whole crew was there, Grimace and Mira McCheese, and yeah. So, um, and Ronald and the Hamburglar and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I remember going to McDonald's and stuff every once in a while. So it was a really weird like dynamic of food. Later as things went on, so I was like up until I was like 10, it was like no meat. Um it was vegetarian and no sugar. Like 99% of the time. And that's fine. That's fine. He cooked a lot of beans. Again, my dad didn't know how to cook. So they weren't seasoned. You know about spices. So I'm sitting there eating a bowl of beans. This was weird though. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. So up until I was 10, we were vegetarian. Well, he was. If I went to somebody else's house, I'd eat meat, and I'd get sick, but because my body wasn't used to it. And then he met somebody, and so like they ate normally. I would call it normally, and I hate using that term because there's no such thing. Eat however you want. I swear to God. But so he met this person, and then we started having, like meals that you would imagine having like in a house. But this person was like chef level cooking, like cooking all day type of a person. Like going to the Pike Place Market just to get like this one ingredient. I kid you not. Like it was like I went from one extreme to another, right? So my dad got in his head that now we're going to eat meat. Now all of a sudden meat's good for me. And I'm not saying it's not good for you. I'm just, you hear me out, right? You get what I'm saying. Like now all of a sudden he's saying meat's good for me. Okay. Yeah, none of this makes sense. Trust me, none of it. And I'm forgetting stuff. There was so much traumatic stuff that went on in my life. I've blanked so much of my life out. I literally cannot remember huge sections of my life. But I do remember he was like, oh, meat is good. His idea of meat is good is liver and onions. Don't even get me started. I was like almost crying. at the table, and he was like, "You're gonna sit there until you're done." That's what type of parent I had. And maybe that's another reason why I never raised my kids that way. So being the super okay, I remember my plan. I thought I was being super sly. So I cut the liver into like super tiny pieces because I was, oh, y'all. I cut the pieces or the liver into tiny pieces and I stuck it around the rim of my plate. Like we didn't have a dog or anything. I never had animals. So I stuck it underneath the rim of my plate and I was like, oh, I'm done. He was over watching TV. He freaking came over to see if I was done. My plan was to say I'm done and him to be like, okay, you can go play in your room or whatever. Because I was like 12, like, go play in your room. Like, you know, I would have listened to music and read or something. But no, he came over. I had never did that before. And he picked up my plate. He got so mad at me. So he put it all back on the plate and he's like, you gotta eat it. I didn't, by the way. I didn't. I think he just sent me to my room or whatever. Right. Okay. And so then he was cooking like, what are those called? Chicken pot pies? Like from, starts with an S. You guys already know. I know you know this. Oh, I can almost see the package name. It starts with an S. Swanson's. Is it Swanson's? So he started cooking chicken pot pies. Well, I was not used to eating meat, and I don't know. So if he cooked hot dogs or chicken pot pies, just those two, nothing else. I got the worst, like almost migraine level headache when he was cooking it. And I would have to lay on the floor to try to get away from the smell because it was so bad to me. It was so bad to me. I mean, my God, after I moved out and ran away and all that kind of stuff, I totally ate hot dogs. I love hot dogs. But I'm saying at the time it was so new to me. I don't know if it was from the, like, just the smell of the meat or the additives. I don't think it could have been, I don't know, but it gave me really bad headaches and he thought I was lying. I'd be dramatic. I was, ooh, my head was like pounding. So, I know when you eat food like that, you can get sick, but I didn't know that you could like get that way from smelling it, but I did. I legitimately did. Okay, so we're in that phase now, right? Hot dogs, chicken pot pies, Burger King. Oh, we used to watch football all the time. He'd buy a 2 liter of pop on a bag of either Doritos or Cheetos. And we would sit down in front of the TV and watch the football game, right? And so we'd crack the pop and he would pour me a glass of pop. And then he would be, you guys, downing Cheetos. Like handfuls of Cheetos. I'm not judging. I'm trying to get to a point. So like bag, handful like this, right? Of Cheetos. You can't really do that with Doritos, but he would be picking up several at a time and eating them. Well, the way that I used to eat Cheetos was I would take one and I would put it in my mouth and wait until it dissolved. I'm a kid. So he would literally be downing these chips. And so like most of the bag would be gone. And I kid you not, I maybe had 6 Cheetos. 6. Because I did the same thing with the Doritos too. I don't remember him ever getting any other types of chips besides Doritos and Cheetos. And he'd be like, okay, that's it. That's enough. You've had enough. And I'm like, I haven't had very many. He's like, yes, you have. Look, the bag's almost gone. I'm thinking, Okay. Oh, by the way, my dad was anorexic. Well, let's back up. Let me not label him that way, even though he's an ass. He is 5'11", and he probably weighed 140 pounds. So take it for what it is. He was skinny, but he was skinny fat. So that used to always irritate me because I was just like, whatever. So we went through that phase. Then he decided we can't eat like this anymore. We can't. Okay. What's this month's diet? So I'm now 13. So I'm in 8th grade. I was never a heavy kid. Obviously, I was never heavy. I would say I was average weight. I was 5'8" when I was 13. I was already 5'8", and yeah, I was just average, like weight. Yeah. Well, of course, not according to doctors, because even according to doctors today, I'm obese. Don't go by the BMI chart. There's so many things they don't take into account with that BMI chart. They don't take into account your skeletal structure. Do you have a large skeletal structure, a small skeletal structure? That's hard to say. You know what I'm saying. Your muscle mass, it's just a chart that says you're fat. It might as well just say you're fat. Because every time I go on there, I'm like, oh, look, I'm obese. Again, still, no matter how much weight I lose, I'm obese. Okay. So he decided that he was going to do a water fast. So you guys, please don't ever do this. Please. Okay, I get the whole water fast thing. Let me drink some water. It make me thirsty. Don't ever do any of these things I'm talking about. I'm just telling you my upbringing. So he decided to go on a water fast. And a lot of people do that for a lot of different reasons, you know, medical reasons, clearing toxins out of your body. I mean, I don't actually know what it does, so I can't really speak to it. But he bought these jugs, like the gallon-sized jugs of distilled water. So he was drinking a gallon of water a day, and he would drink it out of the gallon jug of water. Can you get a glass? What is your, are you a, okay. Well, that's great. He goes on a water fast. What's Rami eating? What am I supposed to eat? To be fair, I was 13, but he never taught me how to cook, ever. I always, you know, did my own stuff. I always made my own stuff, like just by, we didn't have the internet. I didn't have YouTube. There was nothing unless I had a cookbook or went to the library. How am I, or watched a cooking show? They didn't have those. How am I supposed to know how to cook stuff? So, you know, I'd make whatever. But we never had things like bread, eggs, milk, crackers, cheese. We never had stuff like that in our house. It was like bags of beans. Like, he wouldn't even buy soup because it had too much sodium, and like everything was just like, oh my God. So he went on this fast. I think it was for like a week. He got really sick. I kind of remember that he didn't do well. So to not be outdone, sorry, I heard my water pump. I'm like, why is my water pump on? My dishwasher's running. To not be outdone, he said, oh good, this has gluten in it. Oh yeah, it does. So oh y'all, you should not be eating this food. God, this is like the worst thing you could eat. Oh well. Oh well. So not to be outdone, he decided, oh, I'm done with the water fast now. I'm like, thank God, can we go to Safeway now? Yeah. Because I need to get olive oil. For what? Oh, I'm going on an olive oil diet. What's that? Well, you drink olive oil throughout the day. And what else? That's it. Okay, I'm not doing that. Oh my God. Yeah. Crazy, huh? After I left home and stuff, you know, and met my husband, he wouldn't know it from these videos, but we actually became really good cooks. Like, go to my Instagram page. No, I'm not promoting it, but I don't even go on there anymore. It's Raimi Peters. Go look at all the food I have on there. I used to only post food. All the stuff that I cooked and made and all the ingredients. We became really, really good cooks. And so we ate really, you know, good food. But yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Like your upbringing. I remember, okay, there's two in particular I'm thinking of right now. I went to a friend's house. And I had been over there for a while. I remember her mom was always home and she was always chain smoking. And she was always in one of those like house dresses. Watching TV. That's all she did. I don't even think, I don't ever remember her doing anything else. There was not one dish in that house that was clean. Her kitchen was like piled. But I remember my friend was like, oh, do you want some macaroni and cheese? And I was like, yeah. They had Kraft macaroni and cheese. And this was when my dad was doing like the whole, you know, we were vegetarians. And he was just like cooking, boiling beans, basically. They weren't even cooked all the way. Oh, God. I remember one time I got so tired of eating those dang beans. He put them in the crock pot in the morning and set it. I turned it off. And then I got home first and I turned it back on. So they weren't cooked at all. He couldn't figure it out. But yeah, I remember the Kraft macaroni and cheese thing, and I was just, oh my God, I was dying. Oh, and I remember she had Wonder Bread too. I'd never had that before. And then I spent the night over at another friend's house. She had a bunch of siblings. I want to say she had like 5 or 4, and she had brothers and sisters. And then he had this huge dining room table to accommodate everybody. And I spent the night, and in the morning, the parents were like, okay, it's breakfast time. Yeah, when I say, you guys, they set out probably 8 different boxes of cereal. Trix, remember the cookie, was it Cookie Crisp? The cookies, they look like little tiny cookies. I had always wanted to try those, always. They had, you know, Frosted Flakes, they had Apple Jacks, I didn't know where to start. I was like in such just like, I didn't even know what to do. So yeah, there's a lot more to tell about that whole thing. But yeah, isn't it crazy? Like how we're brought up, the way our relationship with food, how it changes, how it can be dictated by our parents, and then you either continue with that or it changes, or you know. So well, I hope you guys had something good to eat. I'm glad that you came and joined me today. I will try to get this uploaded as soon as possible. Okay, you guys, bye.